This video is on purchasing books for students enrolled in the high school, so grades 9 through 12. I'm going to run this demonstration as though buying books for my rising ninth grader. If you have a 10th, 11th, or 12th grader, the steps are virtually the same. You should start by going to the My BC High portal, so the screen you see in front of you. When you get to this portal, click on Resources at the top. Once the resources page loads up, and by the way, it may look slightly different for you than it does for me, scroll until you find the In Preparation card here, the Back to School card. Click on that. Once that loads, scroll until you see on the right, Purchase Books from MBS. And there's an MBS bookstore link and also a Vista Higher Learning link. The Vista Higher Learning is what you're going to use for language. So keep that in mind. Language is going to be dealt with here, even though MBS is going to offer language. You will need, by the way, your course list. So you should have received a letter listing the courses that your son is going to take along with the course numbers. Click on MBS Bookstore. When you click that link, you'll get to this page. This page has a COVID warning. Get to this button that says Let's Get Started. Click on that. That takes you here. 2020, 2021, that looks good. So now I'm going to click Cite. I see all these different options. I'm dealing with a ninth grader, so not 7th or 8th. The courses I'm particularly interested in are English, math, religion, science, and social studies. Yours may be different, but refer to your course list. Remember, I'm not putting in modern language. That's going to get dealt with by Vista Higher Learning. So, using your course list letter, check off the courses that your son is taking. Once you've got all the courses checked off, then click on View Your Materials. Now we see the various materials that MBS is offering us. Keep in mind, you don't have to take all these things. It just tends to be very convenient to have it all being offered by this one company. However, right at the top, these are the books that are apparently required by my son's English course. But one of them is a used print book, and one of them is something that's temporarily out of stock. So both of those, I don't know, I'm looking sideways at those, not to mention, and actually I'm going to mention it, when you buy something physical from MBS, the shipping charges are quite high. $15 or $20 sometimes, even for one small thing. So these items all down here are exclusively digital. So I like this because these have no shipping charges associated with them whatsoever. However, these two items are physical, so I'm actually not going to add these two items to my cart. I'm going to add this and this and this, and this. I feel good about that. So I'm going to leave this page here for a second and make sure that I can also take care of the Odyssey and 40 short stories. So I'm going to search for those on Amazon. Hold on. If I go to Amazon and do a search for the Odyssey, and then specifically I searched for the Odyssey and the Robert Fitzgerald translation, because if we look, that's the specific version that this English course apparently requires. I do get some results. So I've got the Odyssey by Homer, but translated by our man Robert Fitzgerald, and that's available in paperback for 13 bucks. Great. And then also, if we check back here, 40 short stories, which on MBS is apparently out of stock, 43.25. If I do a search on Amazon for that, it does seem to be in stock for paperback, and plus it's cheaper. Also, I have Prime, so none of these things are going to have delivery costs. Even if you don't have Prime, generally speaking, the delivery costs on Amazon are maybe going to be less than MBS. This is up to you, but I'm just showing it to you so that you're mindful of the differences that may exist. I'm not going to show you actually going through and finalizing a purchase on Amazon. I'm going to assume a certain level of comfort with that. But if you do have questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to walk you through over email or even over the phone if necessary. So back to MBS, I feel that I can take care of getting the Odyssey and 40 short stories. The other items, which are digital, I've added them all to my cart, so I'm going to proceed to checkout. Then it says, all right, here's your cart. Do you feel good about this? Sure, I do. And then I'll press checkout now or PayPal, depending on what you want to do. I'm not going to show you what I do when I fill out my actual credit card information and stuff like that, but we'll skip to what you would see in that case, which is this. Once you've put in your billing address and payment options, then step 3, it'll give you a chance to specify, okay, hold on, where is this stuff going? So don't worry, in the first steps of checking out, if it asks you for your email address, yes, you can put in your email address, because at step 3, it will ask you, all right, who's the student who's actually getting this stuff? So I've already done that. I put in my son's first, last name, and email address, and I added it, and so his name shows up here. And then once I'm comfortable with that, I press next step, courses, and then it gives me a chance to make sure that all of these courses are going to be going to the person I want them to, and that's correct. This is my son, so that works. And then I'll press this e-content button, and I'll see this. So I'll get to specifically assign each of these items to my son. Check. Looks good. And having finally done that, I'll get a chance to review and submit my order. Let's see, is this right? Those are the courses. Yes, that's the student for in each case. Yes. And if I scroll down, I can double check. Wait, what are the books that I'm getting? Yes, those are the books I was expecting. Terrific. So now, once I've done that, I will get this confirmation. Thank you for your order. Here's my address. Here's the stuff I got. Here's the stuff that we're shipping. We feel good. Back to the main resources site, the In Preparation site. Once you've gotten done with MBS Bookstore and Amazon, if you indeed did get some things from Amazon, it's time to make sure you can handle your language course. So you'll click on Vista Higher Learning. That will take you to this page. You'll select French, Spanish, whatever the case may be. In my son's case, Spanish. Let's see. I believe this is what he's taking. Yes, we do that. We add to cart. And again, the rest of this stuff is pretty standard, with one very important exception. So, last thing here. When you're filling out the information for billing and shipping for Vista Higher Learning, yes, you use your email address. And then once you've received the confirmation over email will have an access code. Once you've got that confirmation with the access code, there is one final step. You'll have your son go to VHL Central. Go to VHL Central. Your son then clicks create an account, uses his school email address to create that account. And then once he is signed into VHL Central, he'll see a page that looks basically like this. So it won't have this book on it yet because I've already redeemed it. But once he signs into his account, he'll have these two links. So there's redeem a code and enroll in a course. Do not click on enroll in a course. That's something that your son is going to do in class with the teacher. Your son should just hit redeem a code. When he clicks that, he'll have the chance to enter in the code that you received over email. And then the book, whatever it was that you purchased from Vista Higher Learning, will appear and be accessible to him. By the way, here also is an example of what your son will receive from the first bookstore we looked at, MBS bookstore, right? These codes that can then be clicked on or used once classes start. So that was at the end of the MBS process, right? When I assign each of those books to be sent to my son, then he receives these in his email. Great. So basic summary, start with the My BC High portal, go to resources, go to in preparation, back to school, click on the MBS bookstore, click whatever courses are appropriate to your son. Maybe look sideways at things if they're not available, or if they're physical and you're worried about shipping charges. You could try getting those from Amazon.com if they're available. And then finally, language courses you do through Vista Higher Learning, and those you want to make sure that when the purchase is complete, your son creates his own account on VHL Central, and that he only does redeem a code, not enroll in a course. If you have questions at all about any of this, please email me at souter@bchigh.edu. That's SOUTTER@bchigh.edu.